What's going on, everyone? Perfect War Machine here, and as you know from my recent videos, I am a Skyrim Elder Scrolls fan, and I've been finding out so much friggin' awesome information on Elder Scrolls Online that I have to tell you guys. So in this video, I'm gonna be discussing Elder Scrolls. I may make more of these if I find any more awesome information, but ZeniMax did a session called Ask Us Anything, where the fans ask them questions. And so a lot of people asked a lot of awesome questions, so let's go ahead and jump right into those. The first one is, will the mega servers dedicated to PC and Mac players be one mega server for US and one for Europe, or will it be one mega server worldwide? Our community is worried that the friends they have made from either side of the pond won't be seen on their server. And ZeniMax replied with, we do plan on having one mega server located in US and one in Europe for PC and Mac players, but you won't be forced onto one or the other. You'll be able to play with your friends, but it's important to note you may encounter high latency if you choose to play on a distant server. I think this is a great idea because there are many big YouTubers out there who have been like planning for this, getting their subscribers all in one, planning to join one guild. And so yeah, I think it's a great idea. Just like World of Warcraft, you don't have to be forced into the US server if you live in the US, or you're not forced in the Europe server if you live in Europe. I think it's awesome that you can just pick whatever one you want, whatever the one your friends are in. So on to the next question. Can you expand on any social functions such as player created emotions /EM function or anything like that, or chat bubbles? And ZeniMax replied with, we have a long list of animated emotions in game already that will add flavor to your conversation and interaction with other players, and you can create your own text emotion with the /emotion command. Currently, we don't have plans for chat bubbles. Now, all that is awesome except for the chat bubbles thing. I think having chat bubbles would just, I think it'd make the experience way better, because I'm gonna use this as an example. World of Warcraft had chat bubbles, or have chat bubbles if you didn't already know that. And why I want chat bubbles is because I'm already looking at the character and the area around the character. When somebody says something, what they say will pop up where I'm already looking, so I don't have to look down at the chat box. It just makes things easier, and it makes it seem like more in-depth. I don't know. I'd rather have that than having to look down at the chat box. But on to the next question. We know we'll get cross-faction chat through guilds, but will there be anywhere that all factions can congregate and communicate? Like, is there anywhere in-game an Ebonheart character can unfortunately share a mead with a Daggerfall character? Can these characters group together if they're in the same guild? And ZeniMax replied with, though we haven't implemented areas expressly for this purpose, there's nothing stopping you from sharing a peaceful, if tense, round of drinks with characters from another alliances in Cyrodiil, except maybe their allies. Though you can't group together if you're in different alliances, many of our social systems are focused on you as opposed to your characters individually, and you'll be able to communicate across alliances through these systems. This didn't make much sense to me. For one, if you're gonna join a guild that is, let's say you're Daggerfall and you're joining an Ebonheart guild, why would they even like let that fly? Because if you can't do anything with them, then why be in their guild? Why even make that an option? That didn't make much sense to me. I don't really agree with that, but I guess that would be cool in a way if you could do stuff with them. But if you can't do anything with them, then why be in that guild? I don't know. On to the next question. How interactive is the world? Can you toggle a walk function instead of running everywhere? Will you be able to interact with objects like chairs, ladders, etc.? Will you be able to enter a house, or, for example, an inn? How about setting up a romantic campfire at night? Will we be able to build our resting place, for example, by placing a blanket? And ZeniMax replied with, walking is already available. You can enter a lot of buildings that you'll come across, but there are a few you can't. There are tons of shops, inns, and temples you can enter, and even many residences. Right now, we don't have any special camps you can set up, but there are tons of beautiful, and yes, even romantic, vistas all across Tamriel that you can visit. This, I think, is awesome. It still gives that, you know, classic Skyrim, Oblivion feel to it. It gives the character a lot more like freedom, even just by simply walking. That's another thing they can do. It's just by being able to do it, you have that much more freedom of what you want to do. And yeah, so on to the next question. Is there a plan to have an in-game profile, so to speak, where a player can include a backstory for their character and add some vital stats? If not, is there a plan to allow people to create add-ons that will allow one to do so? And ZeniMax replies with, we don't plan to support this feature officially, but our add-on system will be fairly flexible. We know that the role-playing community is extremely resourceful when it comes to creating add-ons to enhance their role-playing experience, and we're excited to see what you can create. This is awesome. I know that in World of Warcraft, you can have add-ons that just made the game so much more awesome, and they're allowing that in Elder Scrolls Online. That's even more amazing. Even if they don't allow a backstory, you can still get an add-on that can kind of be the same thing. So I think this is freaking great. So that's awesome. On to the next question. And this is a good question. Will friends lists offer any kind of privacy? For instance, if you create an alt, you don't want certain members of your friends list to know you are playing, will there be an ability to not let those people see you're online on said alt? And ZeniMax replies with, to us, privacy is just another way to play the way you want. And we'll offer the option to play as invisible if you'd prefer. You don't even have to create an alt if you just want some time to play alone. We want to allow you an even greater flexibility with privacy customizations as well. I had this problem a lot in World of Warcraft. I would, on my main, I'd get on, and people that maybe I didn't want to deal with right then would bug me. And I didn't want to mess with them because maybe I just wanted to farm or just mine. I didn't really want to run any raids or do any dungeons with them at that moment. So I had to log on to an alt that they didn't know existed, and I have to play on him. Maybe I didn't want to play on him. So I think this is an awesome idea. Let's just say you feel like playing by yourself. Just go invisible. They think you're offline. They don't know any better. Unless for some reason they like run into you in game. Or is that like when you go invisible, like you are not seen by any players even in the area? I don't know. That'd be cool too, but on to the next question. Regarding armor/clothing customization, what's there to set players apart from one another? And ZeniMax replies with, you can definitely expect to have an option that will set you apart and allow you to customize your character's appearance. We can't go into great detail right now, but you won't be disappointed or end up looking like everyone else. There's some good things and some bad things to this. One, you may not be able to tell very distinctly. I mean, like someone in leather armor could look similar to someone in like brown robe. I don't know. But another thing is, since there is no like class like that holds you back, you know how like a warlock in World of Warcraft cannot all of a sudden pull out a two-handed sword and start stabbing you in the face. That just won't happen. But in Elder Scrolls Online, that can happen. So even though you see some guy way off in the distance wearing robes and he's shooting spells at people, if you go in to like sneak in and stab him, he might pull out a sword and all of a sudden be in heavy armor, starting to shove his two-handed sword up your ass. I mean, you just don't know. So there's some ups and some downs to that. But on to the next question. What will the weather be like in ESO? Will it always be the same, or will it change? Will we see a day/night cycle? And ZeniMax replies with, from snowstorms in Skyrim to rain showers over the moors of, and I'm sorry if I say this wrong, Glenumbra, you'll experience lots of weather as you explore through day and night in ESO. Another awesome thing that sets us apart from other RPG MMOs, like in World of Warcraft, for example. I know I've been using World of Warcraft a lot, but in World of Warcraft, for example, when you go to Stormwind, it's either gonna be day, have the sun out, or it's gonna be night. There's never any rain or snow or lightning storms. There's none of that. It's always day or night. Well, it'll have like, a little bit of snow for like, Christmas time, but that's only in certain areas. It isn't snowing everywhere. It's just a little bit of snow for the little like festive area. So I think this is awesome. It makes it feel more real. You don't know what's gonna happen. That'd be even cooler if they like added buffs depending on your character to whatever type of weather it is. Like if it's cold and you're a Nord, you like get a buff for it. I think that'd be cool. And like if it's like rainy and you're like a Khajiit or something, you get like extra stealth skills. That's just an idea, but I think that'd be cool. That's a great idea. And that is all the questions for this week. I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. Hit that subscribe button, punch it in the face. Hit that like, especially if you want to see more of this, and if you want Elder Scrolls Online to come out. And I know you do, so you better hit that like button. But have an awesome day. I'll see you later.